This is Margaret in Windsor, and this is to the judge in the Oscar Pistorius trial. Um, and you have that right. Um, this is Carl Preston Dempsey, and the name I was given when I was kidnapped. These are twins. The name, my identity stolen. I was given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a children, so that's the name I still have to use unless I get my name back. I'm Margaret N. Windsor, and I'm heir to the British Crown. I'm Victoria II. Even the dates on this birth certificate, which is illegal, they marked through at the state of Alabama in Montgomery. That's where I was taken when I was kidnapped in 41. They've marked through and put January the 7th, but they've left the 1938, which is wrong. So it's all a big joke that they can kidnap and do these things and get away with it. And on Carl's, the other twin, and this is what's being used, the name Carl has been used in a lot of the patterns, mind control, murder patterns. Carl Preston Dempsey, they were born out of wedlock and their mother killed them. And they even changed the date on that, which is illegal, marked through whatever it was, and put January, looks like the 7th, and you can't tell if it's 39, but they left the 8th. There's a death certificate for Carl. He was murdered. No, there was no doctor or coroner or anybody that saw it. Anyway, the Brits have come through here and tried to help. I mean, I was kidnapped, and I'm a hostage. The United States really made a bust on this one. This is Brits who came through the winter when I was living on the Appalachian Trail here, freezing and starving. These nice people that are now gone into every other country and destroyed it, and they go as friends, right? Well, I think we all know better than that. This is Wednesday, November the 26th of 97 here in Fincastle, and this is where I am right at the moment. And this is where I lived on the Appalachian Trail, full heart knob. I really lived the past years, or tried to, if you call it living, in Roanoke. And this is entitled Brits Come to Virginia Dressed to Kill. So it's cryptic, and Mike Dempsey is one of the gentlemen here from Britton Down Pubs, and Dave Kirby and Dominic Young. And I hesitate, I really do, to use their photographs because I don't want any harm come to them because the people who've tried to help me. This is an article also connected. It's about, let me say this again, I'm the legal heir. I'm Queen Victoria II. This is where everybody knows who I am, what I've said. They certainly know it. But back then, this is when Princess Diana's gowns were being shown at the Hotel Roanoke. Expensive. I couldn't even walk in it, you know. So they had limos and all of that down there for her gowns while they've run me, and I wish the world could see the treatment that this country has done to me. This is my father, King Edward VIII, the real King Edward VIII. And I'm going to show this, the double married Wallace Simpson. And this is all carried out by the New World Order, the Jews, the Kennedys, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, and my own Uncle George VI. This is a photograph in 39, and Roosevelt's there, and he appointed, they're planning my kidnapping. This is the year I was born. And Roosevelt had appointed Joe Kennedy, which is John Kennedy's father, and that's the reason they've covered up, the Warren Commission covered up the murders of John Kennedy and his brother Robert, because they're mind control murders, and it's who that did that. But it doesn't matter to people that they kidnapped me and they install my uncle, who's illegal, and this woman, Elizabeth, should be tried before a world court, her and her whole brood. She's a fake, she's a fraud, she's a traitor, and she's living on my money and the Brits' money in hell. By the way, I wanted to say this. this is me, as you know, for whatever it's worth. I'm 75 years old, and I am living in hell. I have every day of my life in this country that claims to be free, and they have been, to beat me and do things to me that they do not want told. Now, the other thing I want to say is what also got in this was the Martin Luther King. I had antifreeze put in me April the 1st of 80. And prior to that, I'd done a book about mind control. I didn't know my real name until 83. And later I found out, well, I went down to Mrs. King after, this is in 82, and tried to see her and make sure she knew all about it. Well, she did. She wouldn't come out and see me, but her, the guy that they sent out, told me that that they knew about mind control and about a doctor. He was a black doctor from the United States who was in South Africa, and he had a root canal done. This is where they used to put chips in heart bypasses to modify behavior and use mind control. And he said that the friend was in Rhodesia, and he told what happened to him after he had the chip in him. But so it was his way of letting me know. And by the way, I was a hostage in, if you follow it all, what happened after my kidnapping in 41, the Israelis, all the treaties, the blacks that went in, and whites, the Kennedys went into to Africa. The whole thing was using the British Empire as a launching pad for global takeover, which is what they've done. And Elizabeth and Charles are part of that. And I wanted to, my mom was married to my father, and my mother's name is Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, and most people don't even know who she is. She's sister to American artist Georgia O'Keefe. So I want to show here just some of the patterns. By the way, after I had the antifreeze put in me April the 1st of 80, I'd done the book about Larry McDonald, congressman, doctor from Atlanta, Piedmont Hospital. And by the way, his plane, or the plane he was on, the KAL passenger that was shot down by the Soviet August the 31st of 83, I had written about him, and then the plane goes down, and 10 years later, Diana was killed. As far as I'm concerned, and I know this won't make friends, but the British people are my friends in German. The British people. As far as I'm concerned, she should have been tried as a traitor also, because that's what they've done. They've torn down the British Empire and let the Americans come in and take over Africa and everything that was British. I wanted to show this. It's an old photograph. My son's Mark and Scott, and Mark would be next in line. And this is going to go out. My tape is. This is one of the mind control murders. This is Mark Kelly, and his twin is Scott Kelly. And Mark is married to Gabby Gifford, and this is the Tucson, Arizona mass murders. I want to get this in because this is the Aurora, Colorado, and they're treating this young man, the shooter, who's a mind control victim, just like Carl Pistorius, and he's on life support now, and just like Oscar, who is a decent man, and it's so sad this is happening to him. He never meant to kill her. He's a wonderful person. But anyway, he's being treated for mental illness because this is what they're using in the United States government. Mind control has nothing to do with mental illness. Now, before this goes out, I live next door to Virginia Tech, and the shootings 33 that happened at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg in April of '07, and this just happens to be the Fort Hood shooter who was psychiatrist, and he went to Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. He also was born here in Roanoke, Benton. Now then, I want to show one other one here, and these were done in patterns, and they can be proven because mind control is, it's invisible. This